This is what we're making today, and the free template is linked below this video. But let's talk about the new HTVRONT H10 Heat Press. Hello everyone, and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, I am holding a new product from HTVRONT. This is their HTVRONT H10 12 by 10 Heat Press. I am going to review it. I'm going to give you my thoughts about it, and hopefully it will help you in some way. HTVRONT did give me a discount code to share with my crafting community. I will make sure it is also linked below the video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's open this box. Let's see what's in here. Okay, it comes with this envelope, and it has QR codes to scan and the warranty information. This is what the inside looks like. Fancy. Okay. Oh, have it upside down. Oh, it sent me purple. Okay, so with HTVRONT, what I've noticed lately is that their machines have not come with instructions. You have to get the instructions from the website now, because these are not instructions, or you can scan the QR code and get the instructions from there. Let's see if these are, yeah. So there it is, HTVRONT H10 12 by 10 Heat Press Guide. It says meet your new heat press, user manual downloads, and then you can see there are downloads in a variety of languages. Okay, you can have a support. All right. Okay, it says the voltage is 120 volts. The temperature goes from all the way up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The time goes from 1 to 600 seconds. The pressure from 4 to 45 kilograms, or 9 to 100 pounds. So I'm assuming you can control the pressure. The dimensions, 13.70 by 11.65, and it weighs 8 pounds. Okay, so it's not heavy at all. Does feel light. Let's measure this. Let me get my. Okay, so it is, 12 inches from right to left, or up to down. Then it's 12. It's a true 12 by 10. Okay, so that's bigger than a typical, like a smaller heat press. All right, let's see what else. All right, let's take a look at the settings and how it all works. So let's power it off. Here's the power on button. I already set the temperature to 350 degrees. I'm actually going to bring that temperature down to 325. So I'm going to press the temperature option, and I'm going to press the down arrow and go down to 325, press temperature again. I'm also going to keep the time on 15 seconds, but if I wanted to increase or decrease it, I would press the time option. And here it is to, go up or down. I can go up in 1 second increments, or if I hold the the plus, it'll go up like that. Okay, let's go back down to 15 seconds. And press that again. If I want to change the measurement on the pressure settings, I would hold the time icon, and it would navigate, or it would go between pounds and kilograms. So if I hold this for 3 seconds, then I have the option to measure in kilograms. I don't want to keep it like that. I'm gonna press it again to go back to pounds. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it on pounds. With any, I think, HTVRONT products, when the power button, when it's powered off, it's normally flashing. So it's powered off right now and it's flashing. When it's flashing, that means it is powered off. When it's powered on, it's not flashing. So you can see the light is just steady. All right, so now let's go ahead and press my design. I have a Gildan medium shirt. And I have 3 colors of Caesar glitter vinyl, and I also have some rhinestones. I'm going to press this. I'm going to go ahead and do my pre-press to remove any of the moisture. Let's move this over just a little bit. Okay, so you don't see anything happening with the pressure because I haven't pressed the R. But once I press the R, and if I start to press down, it'll let me know how much pressure I'm exerting. Right now, I'm not exerting any pressure. Okay, I have my crease down the middle. Look at that. See that moisture? I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Definitely moisture. Don't forego the pre-press. All right, so I'm going to start with my first layer, which is an outline. And this is actually a pretty big design. I guess I could have made it a little bit smaller, but it's fine. All right, so it looks like this. Let's go ahead and press this. I'm not going to press it for the full time because this is glitter. I might just do 5 seconds. Okay, and with Caesar glitter HTV, it is a hot or cold peel, so I can go ahead and just peel it now. That is so pretty. I need to add more pressure at the top. All right, for my next layer, I'm gonna use green. Just gonna fill it in right here. And with glitter HTV, you don't want the glitter on top of another layer of glitter. So when I created this file, I wanted to make sure there was space in between the offset and the inside layer. That looks pretty good. Pressing it for a few more seconds. I am adding a little bit of pressure. That's so pretty. That brown color is called bronze. It's very pretty. All right, let's go ahead and add the next color, or the next layer. Let me move my table down so I can add more pressure. That looks very pretty. All right, and then I have my layer of rhinestones. Now for the rhinestone layer, I am going to bring the temperature up to 350. And I'm keeping it on 15 seconds. I'm going to add it on 20 seconds because I typically don't use a handheld press for rhinestones. I typically use my bigger heat press. And because I want to make sure they really do adhere, I'm going to increase the time to 20 seconds, keeping the temperature. Let's also increase the temperature. Let's go up to 355. Rhinestones. Now, when you're working with rhinestones, make sure that your rhinestones are not on top of vinyl, because they will just wash away. They will fall off. You'll be frustrated. They'll wash away. You'll ask me why I didn't tell you. I'll say I did tell you. You'll say I don't remember. I'll say I did, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? And we don't need that kind of drama. We don't need that kind of drama. All right. That looks really cute. Okay. Let's see if my rhinestones adhered. Let's bring the table back up. Ooh, fancy. Look at how pretty that is. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. It looks really, really good. All right, I think this is gorgeous. Once again, this template is linked below the video. I would say don't resize the template, because when you resize the template, you're resizing the holes and then it won't work. All right, so let's talk about this heat press, and let me tell you my thoughts about it. Okay, so what are my thoughts about the HTVRONT H10 Heat Press? Let me tell you what I love. I love the fact that it has a bigger surface. 12 by 10 is fair. But if you've been following me for, any length of time, you've probably heard me say that 15 by 15 is ideal. Well, this is not 15 by 15, but it is bigger than the first version of the HTVRONT handheld press. And it's also bigger than other competitors that offer handheld presses. I think the pressure was steady and even. I love the big digital display. I think it's really easy to use. I can put it away and, put it wherever I want. It's lightweight, it's portable. All of those things that you come to love about HTVRONT. I do think that, having that pressure gauge or that pressure indicator is a nice added bonus, because I don't think I've seen any other heat press that has that as an option. Everything else is standard. You can go all the way up to 600 seconds, which is a nice bonus. It does have an auto shut off. It does have a memory mode. So once I power this back on, the last setting that I use is what it will start to heat up to next. You can go between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So all of the typical things you would expect in a heat press, with the bonus of the big digital display, plus knowing what your pressure is, what your pressure gauge is showing. So if you're wondering, like, am I using enough pressure? Is my pressure steady? You have that indicator right there to let you know. I think that's probably the best feature. The things that I wish HTVRONT would have done differently, or maybe one thing to consider or add on for the next version, if there is going to be a next version of this. Number one, I think we need to have it in red. I don't know why they don't have any red products. I know their signature blue is their color. This is the first product that I have of theirs that's purple. I have a lot of HTVRONT products and I've never had anything that's purple. No complaints about it, but I would love to have a red crafting machine. I don't have anything red. So that was, anyway. But in all seriousness, that what I really wish I would have seen, or that this would have offered, is the ability to hold the pressure. So once you reach a desired pressure, you can stay there and not be worried about you controlling it so much that you can't maintain it. I did find that was a little bit challenging for me. Like if once I got to that 45 pounds of pressure, I wanted to stay there, and I didn't want to have to keep, you know, using all that force. But I know that's really not possible with something that where you are still controlling the pressure. You know, with any of the other heat presses where you control the pressure, that's been a big major deciding factor for a lot of people, because, you know, it's hard to control the pressure when you don't have a lot of strength or you don't have a stable surface. I think, you know, having the indication there is good, but it would have been so great to be able to maintain that amount of pressure. And like I said, I guess that would have been a hard thing to add. But hopefully you did find this helpful, and I would love to see if you actually use this file. I love the way this came out. This is giving FAMU vibes, but it's also giving fall, it's giving Halloween, it's giving autumn, it's giving all the things that are in this season. I do have a discount code if you are interested in purchasing this. I know it comes in purple and it also comes in their signature blue. And, you know, if you have any other questions that I didn't address here. Oh, the question I'm probably going to get the most is, can you press puff? Let me say that I am not the puff expert. I've had trouble pressing puff with my big heat press, my little heat press. I've had trouble pressing puff with all of the heat presses that I own, and I have a lot of heat presses. Pressing puff HTV does require a lot of pressure. I would say give it a try. You know, if you are interested in purchasing this, at least you'll know what your pressure is if you're able to achieve it. I would say that I probably wouldn't do a good job, and I don't need to embarrass myself any further than I've already done in previous live tutorials. All right, hopefully you did find this helpful. If you did, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.